Hey guys, Frank Cox here, SmokerBuilder. We make Legend smokers, and I just wanted to kind of walk around this ProMod offset. This one actually is going to my buddy Roy up in Michigan. So what this is our 2400 offset, and this model is a 24-inch deep, 48-inch wide cooking chamber. So that class of smoker is available in a regular patio model, but then you can upgrade and get what we call the ProMod. This is going to be suited for like bumpy backyards, going out on the ranch, whatever you're going to do like that, taking it to deer camp, and maybe even going like to competitions and stuff. This is a top-down cooking offset is how this thing works. Basically, you build a fire over here in this firebox. Everything comes into the cook chamber and it goes up. I'll show you in a minute. And it just kind of circulates down the way we tell you to run this pit. So the ProMod comes standard with all the options you see here if you just was to get just the ProMod upgrade. So you'll get an off-road cart. This off-road cart includes 4x4 hubs with bearings. You can actually change these out to any size golf cart tire. If you wanted to put like big fancy chrome ones, we can totally do that. This is the Safari wheel. This wheel and tire combo is standard on this pit. It's got some pretty good knobby wheels. They look cool on there, we think. It's got a full-size undercarriage for storing charcoal and wood and things like that. We've got tie rod steering. There's actually Heim joints in there that are lubricated sleeve bearings. It's milled out and bored to where you don't have any slop in these wheels when you're moving them around. It's got a wagon handle holder. All you do to use it is pull this pin out, and then this handle comes down. If you want to remove the handle completely, you can actually pull this hitch pin down here. Steers great, just like that. Pushes back and forward the whole bit. So if you wanted to do different wheels and tires, you can. We can do smooth tires with chrome wheels. I've even seen hot rod wheels like the old Krager style wheels, if I said that right. We put standard dial thermometers on here. They're 3-inch dial, 4-inch stem. They're calibratable on the back. If you pull this out, you can calibrate it to match a digital probe. Over here on this side, we've got a probe port that folds open. There's a whole 5/16 hole there to accommodate most temperature probes. If your probe is a little bigger, we can bore that hole out for you. Just kind of hangs closed right there. Got a smokestack damper up here. On this offset, I recommend running this smokestack with about 3 fingers wide, which is about half open. That's a big secret towards how this thing cooks so evenly. You can close it all the way if you want to shut the smoker down. It seals up real tight. So getting inside the smoker, you'll have your nameplate and serial number here on the front of the unit, along with phone number to contact me directly if there's any issues. When you open this pit up, you'll see the hinges back here in the back. That opens up a lot more room in the top of the pit so that you can get right down in here. But even though you can access this entire top rack from the front of the cooker, this also slides out. On the patio model, these rails come welded in, but it doesn't include this upper shelf. The ProMod includes this upper shelf. Now the shelf can pull all the way out to here and tilt. If you pull it too far, it will fall out, but pull it out to there, it'll tilt down. You can put a full brisket up there and not worry about this rack bending or falling or anything like that. Something else we've done is this rack is completely removable if you wanted to pull it out and get it out of the way for doing a suckling hog or whole turkeys or whatever you're going to do. Another thing we thought about, we were going to go ahead and weld these racks in, but I got to looking at it and I was thinking it would be super handy if I could just pull this rack out of there or just use half of this rack. So in this case, now I've got the microwave shelf on this side, but I've also got access for something a little taller to sit on this side. You can just pull this rack out, set your turkey in here, whatever, push it back. No one else offers that I know of. So these racks can come out and be cleaned and then set right back in place. No hardware required. So we're gonna get down into the bottom of the cooker. There's no fancy magic in this pit. No baffle system, none of that, because honestly, the way the cooker is designed, you don't need any of that. If you open that stack halfway, like we said a minute ago, and run this pit like normal, everything wants to go up naturally. So if you damper the smokestack down to half, then this all goes up to the top, and literally not all of the air can come out. So it's literally gonna push backwards under the food. So you're gonna get this top-down circulation like this, kind of like a weather pattern. That's what it wants to do anyway. So we just believe in letting that pit do what it wants to do. You're still gonna get that even temperature left to right, and you're only gonna have a zone about the width of your hand right over here that's gonna be hotter than the rest. So I use that to my advantage when I'm cooking on this pit, and I'll go ahead and sear off some pork chops, you know, anything like that. Do a reverse sear, coast over here, and then set it over here to sear off. Now, on this front cutting board here, you probably noticed there's a big piece of, a solid piece of white oak here that's got butcher block oil on it. Now, we like that a lot. This whole shelf folds. You just pull this pin out. There's one on the other side too. Take this other one out. That's a safety that keeps this shelf from just falling if someone's with you and they just like bump onto it or whatever. You can lift and pull straight out, and this shelf folds down to get out of the way. That butcher block stays on there, but it is removable. So I'm gonna go ahead and set it back up. I'm gonna put the safety pin back in temporarily. And then underneath, there's some thumb screws. If you pull these two thumb screws out, your butcher block just became a serving tray. You can set it up on the table up here and use it for serving with, but you still have a solid shelf here. And that shelf is solid steel. It's 10 gauge, so it's super heavy. It's not gonna bend or fold or anything on you. And it's got a linseed oil coating on it. As long as you keep the butcher block inside where it's out of the elements, this block is one piece, so it's not gonna delaminate and split up on you. Just keep it oiled with butcher block oil, clean it with hot water, and just wipe it clean, you know, no soap. Re-season with butcher block oil, it'll last forever. This shelf is included on the ProMods. The butcher block is a little bit extra. Okay guys, we're moving over to the firebox end of the pit now. So simple door latch on the firebox. Now, we've got a pinwheel damper on here, and this pinwheel damper works two different ways. A lot of competition guys prefer to have that pinwheel damper right at the same level as the log grate inside the firebox. But I've also got a separate baffle in there that likes to shoot that air down under the grate. So if you're a competition guy, it's as simple as drilling a few holes right here. We can do that for you, or putting another pinwheel there if you want. But this air out the gate is intended to go down at fire grate level. So it comes standard with this log rack in here. I like to burn right on the bottom of this firebox or on this log rack. Anyway, that rack comes out pretty simple. You just tilt it up like this and remove it. You can burn on the bottom, clean your pit out. The flat surface in this firebox makes it super easy to shovel all the coals and ash out. There's a small lip right here that prevents any ash from falling out on your driveway or in your grass. Stick it back in there like that, easy peasy. Then the door shuts like that. So that's a quick tour of the Legend 2400 ProMod offset from Legend Smokers by SmokerBuilder. If you have any questions, I'm super easy to get a hold of. You just simply call the phone number on this nameplate right here or on the website, 573-227-2277. That's actually barbecue 7, just so you know, for you barbecue guys. And we can have a text conversation, phone call, whatever you want. Give you a tour of the offset. We do have several dealers. For a current list of all those dealers and who has inventory, click on the dealers tab on legendsmokers.com and find one near you, and we can ship worldwide. So anyway, hope you have a great day.